But don't you see, Paul? We've discovered the source of life itself, and we've used it to restore a creature that was dead.
Frankenstein a la Shmoop. Gothic tones. What is Gothic?
Gothic is a genre that is known basically for its spookiness. We want to distinguish scary from spooky. That's the first thing to do. You know, when you read Frankenstein, you're not, it's not scary. It just kind of gives you the EBGBs. And that's really what the Gothic is all about. Things, you know, when we picture Gothic, we picture castles and cobwebs and kind of that spookiness. The genre started with books like The Castle of Otranto and Mysteries of Udolpho, grew into what, you know, Frankenstein is, which is this, you know, spooky Gothic, as I said, EBGB giving book. What's particular about Frankenstein is that it's not just straight Gothic, as of course it never is. We talked about Enlightenment and Romanticism before, and this book is really one of the first works of Gothic Romanticism, which means that it is the Gothic. It's that kind of like spooky, terror-inducing feelings. But the reason that we get that spookiness and that terror is to help us understand the human condition. And that is where Romanticism comes in. When Frankenstein's monster is sitting out in the woods, like spying on the little house and all that's going on in it, and we're kind of like we kind of get the creeps about it, what it's supposed to get us to think about is like, this guy's so lonely. This is sad. He's sitting out there watching this family. All he wants is to be a part of it. And we really feel that kind of emotion and that like loneliness of the human condition. And that's where the Gothic Romanticism comes in. It's that like terror and creepiness that helps us understand his feelings. Right. At this point now, we've kind of talked about how Frankenstein grew out of the Enlightenment. It's a work of, you know, romantic literature and has the Gothic. Another thing to chat about, and I am not a science fiction guru, but Frankenstein's often thought of as the first work ever of science fiction. So as we're talking about genres, I thought it'd be cool to bring this up because it's not just a work of fiction, it's a work of fiction that's talking about big, heavy questions surrounding science. You know, should we create life? Is kind of a big one. And so, you know, as we get into like more modern contemporary science fiction, it's they're works of fiction making us ask questions about, you know, what's okay and what's not in terms of science and technological advancements. And that's exactly what Frankenstein was doing. So when we think about the genres of Frankenstein, yes, we want to think of it coming out of the Enlightenment as a romantic genre, also Gothic, but then we kind of want to look forward to the science fiction genre as well.
What is Gothic? What is Gothic Romanticism? Which genre describes Frankenstein, and why?